Live in PDX brings you closer to the talent, artists, events, and businesses. Live in PDX supports and appreciates what all professions, individuals, and groups have to offer. We'll take you to the music, to the fashion, to the hot rods and sports. All the entertainment and food you can indulge yourself in, and more. So join us live in PDX. Hey, right back with you, world. Hey, shout out to all of our loved ones that are watching this. It's your guy, J-Mac, the host with the most, and we are live in PDX. Right now, we are at Wilde Vision Studios with Mr. Julian Wilde. We've been talking to him about some of his art, some of his photography, what got him into the business, and some of the great people that he's been blessed to work with that share in his creations. We have some beautiful ladies that have just joined us, some of his models that have participated in multiple photo sessions, and I mean, the pictures are absolutely amazing. We're going to be chatting with those models and get a little bit of their insight towards how it's been with them working with Julian. So I'd like to welcome our guests. How you guys doing? We have Miss Wendy Lynn and Miss Shawna Colton. Good to see y'all today. How y'all doing?
Very good.
Good, good. Hey, Wendy, let's start with you. How has it been working with this guy right here?
It's been epic. It's been a dream, to be honest. Yeah. He has passion. I'm a passionate person. When you get two passionate people in a room together, you get energy, you get synergy, you get art. And that's an absolute dream for any model. Because a lot of times you get photographers who, they want to create a great picture, or they want their art to stand out, not necessarily yours. Or you get a model that wants her art to stand out, not necessarily the photographer. But when you get both of those minds that are synced on the same, let's create epic art that's going to last and be a legacy, you create what Julian creates. And it's amazing. I mean, you look at something and it's not just sensual, it's classy. It's not just a story, it's a tale. There's so much more to it, you know?
I feel you. Like they said, picture's worth 1,000 words. It's like you see that in every photo, like, wow, you know? I see some of your rocks in that picture there, Julian, that you were talking about. Do you use some of your rocks from the beach in some of your shots?
I do.
I saw a couple.
Yeah, and we had in another 10,000 square foot studio, we had a rock beach out of these polished rocks that I had collected and tumbled. That was, it was as big as this carpet here.
Wow.
A whole beach of polished rocks. That was pretty. To me.
I got you.
That's the kind of thing
creative.
That's so pretty.
That's very creative.
And there's another big rock over there that I have had since I started out in photography. I've been hauling that big white rock around with me.
Wow.
For decades.
That's your rock.
That's a real rock for you.
That's a real rock for you. Sean, I'm going to ask you the same question. How has it been for you working with Julian Wilde?
Gosh, it has been an adventure. Julie and I have been working together for nearly a decade.
Wow.
Coming up here. So, I mean, it's from day one till now, it's been a complete friendship. Definitely a photographer that I've been comfortable with this whole time. Obviously, the pictures speak for themselves. We have thousands of them together. Thousands more to create.
There you go. There you go.
Hopefully.
Now, had you seen some of his work prior to you doing your shots with Julian?
I did. It was through another friend who was working with him, and I thought her pictures were just amazing, and decided to reach out via social media. And had the opportunity to sit down, and it was a friendship and a work relationship ever since.
That's great. That's great. Were you at all intimidated a little bit by being able to work with him because of some of the shots that you had previously seen, or did you feel like this is where I need to be?
I knew that if he chose me, I made it at that point. I was enthralled. I was ecstatic. Yeah.
That's cool. What's your favorite part about the shots?
Honestly, pretending that I'm in a fairy tale. I don't feel like I'm modeling. There's no paper backdrop. There's no styrofoam in the corner. Pretend to be something else. Everything's authentic. So I have a background in acting, so I just pretend that I'm a persona, what he's saying he wants out of it. There's just a camera, nothing else, and I'm just playing in this playhouse.
That is sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah.
The other thing about Shawna that you would never know, unless you were watching her her work, is that, I don't know if I've ever told you about this, but Shawna, when Shawna's on set, it takes her to go from this girl to the other girl, it takes her about a second, maybe a half second, but there is this shift in her that happens, and I love watching her come and go. But when she goes into that other person, I'm not dealing with this person anymore. You know, she's an actor, and she just brings it all to the party. And she's a different girl. She's somebody that you will not see today. You know?
I got you.
Yeah, and that's one of the fun things about her. And then she also, within that persona, can dial it up and down to the degree that is. I've seen very few girls be able to do that. To take a character and kind of dial it up and dial it down. You know, to exactly what we're looking for.
Wow.
And every time she comes in, she almost without a question will do something different that I'm never expecting. And it almost is like a slap. Like, whoa, I did not see that coming.
Wow, wow.
But that comes from the other person.
Got you. So one of the things I noticed too, looking at all these gorgeous photos, is both of you ladies are in like excellent shape. You know what I mean? Your bodies are banging. I mean, you guys look like you really put in the work to get it popping like that. You know what I mean? Now you do fitness, right, Wendy?
I do, yeah.
Tell me about the importance of being fit with what you do. How does that play a part in your modeling? Does it make you feel more confident about yourself? You know, does it make you just feel like, hey, I've worked hard for this body, I'm a rocket?
That's kind of where it is now. I've always just been an athlete. I've only been modeling for 2 years. So,
really?
Yeah, it's just, it was kind of a weird twist of fate in that in order to step on stage, I needed to have more of a presence, that they're like, you need to go to a modeling clinic, and the rest is kind of history. And they're like, oh, you should be a model. I'm like, oh, okay. So I've always just been the athlete, and it's been an amazing twist of events to be able to be a model. I've always looked up to models and been like, how do you do that and pull that off and make that art?
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, to be able to show off, somebody said something to me once, like, your body is like the canvas that most painters have. And that is, I mean, as a figure girl on stage, you know, you sit in the gym and you're like, how can I make that muscle pop more? What exercises can I do to make that quad show? So, yeah.
Well, you got it popping.
To be able to have him turn this into art is amazing.
Well, she makes a really good point in the fact that to do this, to do this level of work, you kind of have to be good at about 360 degrees.
Yeah.
You know, every angle has to work because we're using most of them. So if I get a girl that I know that you can spin her around and it's flawless all the way through, then we can do this. You know, there's nothing that we can't do. But yeah, both these girls have that.
Yes.
And then of course we talked about Shawna. We talk about Shawna a lot, but with Wendy, I've only known her for, I don't know, a couple of months.
2 months.
2 months.
Wow.
But Wendy comes through the door, and by the time I get her at the car, we talk a minute in here. A few minutes later, we're in the bathroom together, and I'm gargling. And I don't gargle in front of anyone, but I'm gargling in front of Wendy. And I remember I looked at her, I said, I never do this. But when you have that kind of relationship, you know you're on, that's good solid ground.
There you go. I felt like you solid after that. You know what I mean? You know, see a man gargle, he's like, it's my homie for life.
Exactly.
I seen this dude gargle.
We go way back.
Way back, way back. Now, let me ask you ladies this. I noticed in some of the pictures that there's various poses with 2 of you or 3 of you. How is it putting those type of shots together as to if it was just you in front of the camera, as to you working with this model or this model?
Oh, those shoots are always fun. I
Yeah?
mean, that's just playing around with more girlfriends. We
I could dig it.
feed off each other's energy. It's a lot more playful.
I see that in the photos, like kind of playful, sensuous, and just like just
But
sexy,
getting
just
three
sexy.
girls together is a lot more challenging than it sounds. I mean, it's difficult. You know, you can get 2 girls together, but even they have to vibe really well together.
And then, you know, to capture that shot where, like you were mentioning the 3 girls, 2 of them might look perfect, but maybe you didn't have that look that I wanted. How is that to get all 3 of them looking the exact way you want them to look in that exact shot?
It's really difficult. Yeah, it's not something that I set out to do very often because it's so challenging. But if I put my head on it and I go, you know, well, so-and-so would look good with so-and-so. And then, you know what, if we brought in so-and-so, that would be an interesting triple. But I have a tendency I like to work with 1 model at a time because then I can give them my complete attention and I can make sure that they look better than ever. Once you put another model in, now you have to think about how are they reacting, how are they relating to each other.
Yes.
And when they do that, did they still both look at their best?
Right.
And like the X Factor just takes that shot off the charts where it's like, it's hard to work that shot. You get what you get.
Yeah.
And I'm not into that.
I got you.
If I got one girl, I know I can have her look amazing.
Right. I got you, man. Well, you know, when you do the multiple shots, those look amazing as well, man. So
There's a lot of luck involved there.
Yeah, I commend you on your expertise and your work and the amount of hours you put in, like you were mentioning, you know. And then let me ask you this, Shawna. I'll ask Wendy, what do you do for physical fitness? Because your body is banging. I mean, were you an athlete as well?
I have been working in fitness for 18 years.
Oh, okay.
So I actually help manage a gym. But no, I actually started off very rocky with the birth defect, so fitness was actually out of the picture until I decided that that's nonsense. And then from like 16 on, when I was actually discovered by an agency, scrawny little thing, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna build up my body, and I've just been obsessed with fitness ever since. And as she said, it's probably the most important thing you can do because we're constantly critiquing our bodies, we're constantly looking at ourselves in the mirror. So I think we're very aware of our angles.
That's
100%.
cool. And you guys' skin is just beautiful too. I mean, I know that's probably important. I mean, you know, wearing the makeup and making sure, you know, your your skin has to be popping too. You know what I mean? What do you guys do for your skin? What's your secret?
A lot of makeup.
A lot of makeup?
A lot of makeup.
Oh, stop.
Some water.
Some water.
And
Aqua.
it's a lot of nutrition.
That's cool.
We could probably both answer that
Nutrition
question
and water.
the same.
I
Nutrition and water.
Yeah, I rarely wear makeup, to be honest. So that's a lot of it too, letting your skin breathe and then just, yeah.
And Shawna watches what she eats. She amazes me. It's like she's a little scientist. She watches
count your
absolutely
calories, huh?
everything she eats.
We're staring at those donuts over there.
Oh, yeah. I had one a little bit ago.
You don't eat that, you just watch it.
So,
But these girls, if they're 2 pounds over, they know it.
really?
You know, and I've got to lose 2 pounds. And Shawna will tell me, I've got to lose 2 pounds. Go on now, honey, you look great.
Now, let
I've
me
got to
ask you
lose
this,
2 pounds.
Going on to that. So, the clothing and sometimes non-clothing that you may wear, how is that selected and determined when you have your discussion? Is it something you call the models up, Julian, and say, hey, I need you to bring in this type of outfit or bring these? Or
Raven really does all the curating of the clothes.
Okay.
And because she knows what I like, you're rarely going to see anything on this, except for the lingerie companies that I shoot for.
Yes.
If it's some kind of an outfit, it's Raven's.
Wow.
And she knows that I'll enjoy. She'll see certain things. She'll know that I'll enjoy shooting that in this kind of an environment, and she'll get it. And the same thing happens with the jewelry. That's all her.
Wow.
Nobody rarely brings anything into the studio
Okay.
to shoot in.
So I was wondering because it's like everything just looks so good on the models, you know, from the jewelry, dresses, the lingerie, it's just all.
And the shoes.
And the
I mean,
shoes,
there's a
yes.
certain model that we're
Yes.
looking for, and they happen to be a certain shoe size too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
8.5, 9.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Or in Shawna's case, an 8. you know.
That's all good.
But yeah, there's a parameters that we're watching. You know, that these things will work on these people.
Wow. See that piano right there.
She had to shoot with the piano.
Had to shoot
That was
with
just
the
part of the
piano.
deal. I got to shoot with the piano. She's
Very
actually a
nice.
dancer down in Vegas, and I mean like a dancer, not like a Not like a stripper. If I meant stripper, I'd have said stripper. She's
a non-pole dancer.
You're right. A non-pole dancer. I don't want to get the wrong idea out there.
I got you. So let me ask you this, Julian. When you look at your whole collection throughout the years that you've been doing this, is there any photographs that just like stand out to you? Just like that one right there. I remember that time I shot that. I remember how it came out and how I felt. Are there any standout photos of you and these ladies?
Well, you know, honestly, this collection of the Love Letter collection,
Yes.
these really all are my favorites. And when I have to edit a collection like this, for example, behind the scenes story.
Okay.
For the Love Letter collection, I have just under 2,000 images picked out and edited. Of the 2,000, I can only use 120 per collection. So we have 4 collections of love letters. But having to pick through those and say, well, this one stays and this one goes, it's a Sophie's choice for me. It's difficult.
I bet.
Because I relate to all of them.
Yes.
You know, whether it's my favorite girl, whether it's my favorite shoot with them, they all mean a lot to me. There's not many throwouts in there. So it's difficult to edit a collection like this.
So do the ladies get to put their input on? Like, you know, some models be like, man, I like that, but I like this one better.
You know, here's the deal. The girls that come to me, and Dan Reed. Do you remember Dan Reed?
Shout out to Dan Reed.
Okay,
That's
shout
my
out to
guy.
Dan Reed.
Big ups to
Dan
Dan
Reed
Reed
said something to me that it was like, you know, that's perfect. But he came in with his shoot with me, and I said, you know, what are you looking for, Dan? He goes, do the voodoo that you do. And the girl that says that to me gets the most out of me. The girl that comes to me and I've got a blueprint, I want you to copy what this photographer did, that girl should not be shooting with me. That's just, I'm the wrong photographer for that.
So she needs to be more open-minded and...
Yeah, and if you like what we do, we're going to do what we do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Ladies, how do you guys feel after a shot? You know, because usually you guys get to see it probably after the shot, but while you're shooting it, I know in your mind you're probably wondering, man, I hope this looks cool. I hope this looks cool. And then when you finally see that photo, you know, that just like, have you guys ever been blown away by any of his work? Like, oh my God, this picture right here.
Shawna's actually the best in this category.
Yeah,
because while we're shooting, I love to look at I'll look at every image.
Okay.
You know? And if
So you look at them while you're shooting.
And if I don't show her,
I ask.
kind of on a
you wanna-
regular basis,
okay.
she'll go, I want to see. You know, and I love that. Because
Yeah.
if you're not interested in the photo, you don't need to be here. Because we're into this for the photo.
That's cool.
Well, it lets me see your vision, so I know what I'm supposed to be changing
Yeah.
and how we can make it better.
But then there are girls where you show them the photo, and it's like you just speaking a foreign language.
Or they like,
I'm
delete that
choosing
one.
not to bring those girls
Delete
back.
that one.
If you don't love what we're doing, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
That's it.
I got you, man. You know, it seems like you guys have a great formula, and I'm very proud of all of you guys and the art that you guys have put out there. And if there's anything that you could say, Shawna, to any of the aspiring women out there that would love to do what you do, and what advice would you give them? Because it's a hard industry to get involved with, and like you were saying, Wendy, it's like some sketchy photo guys out there, and you got to find the right one. What advice would you give to the young ladies out there that want to be in your position?
if you're passionate about it, obviously go for it. Trust who you work with, ask questions, always take a friend or an escort, and just really be involved. Treat your body right, treat your mind right.
Some good advice.
Yeah, she actually brought up a point that I found myself actually talking about with a model that was just on the screen there. And it was about, she's new to the business.
Okay.
And some of the horror stories, they're true. And I said, you know, here's what's going to happen. At some point, a photographer is going to touch you in a way that you're not comfortable with. I want you to practice, practice saying to yourself out loud, I'm uncomfortable with you touching me like that, and I'd prefer if you just told me what you want me to do. Say that over and over, because there'll come a point where you have to say that, and you don't want that coming out of your mouth for the first time. You want to be comfortable saying that, because you want to, if that's something that makes you uncomfortable, you need to get on top of that right away.
Yeah, just say it like you mean it.
Before it happens again.
Right.
You know, and it's now an escalated situation. So just knowing that you're going to be okay saying that out loud in front of someone kind of helps get you there.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Because like I said, some of that stuff is true. A lot of it's garbage, but the stuff that's true, be ready for it. You know, and the way is just kind of walk through that in your own mind and with your own voice. So that if it happens, you're prepared.
That's some great wisdom, Julian.
Be prepared.
And what about you, Wendy? What would you tell the ladies out there that want to be where you're at?
Yeah, I would say definitely be yourself. When I started modeling, I love life, I love people, and so I just kind of brought the energy of smiling, and I had photographers literally look at me and say, I don't want you to smile.
I've heard that too.
And I was like, well, that's not who, and I tried, you know, for a few months I tried to put pictures up that wasn't smiling, and, you know, at least for the people that know me, and so then I appreciate their opinion.
Yes.
They're like, no, you bring an energy when you smile that's different than anybody else. That's who you are. That is your trademark. That is what you want to convey. So I would say stick with your guns if you're a new person, and stick with who you are and what you have to offer, because it might be exactly what the world needs.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. Great advice. Great advice. I hope y'all got your pen and pads out there, ladies, and it's making your notes. Big ups to all of our viewers worldwide. We're live in PDX. It's your guy, J-Mac. We're at Wilde Vision Studios, y'all, with Wendy Lynn, Julian Wilde, Shawna Colton, y'all. We here chilling. Big ups to Desert Media. I got to give my guys a shot. And if you guys want your businesses covered, you want us to come to your location, please leave a comment when you see this video. Leave a comment in our section, all right? Let us know if you want to, you know, come have us, you know, film your business, and we'll give you a quote on the pricing and all of that good stuff, because we love to let people shine and get your art out there, get your business out there, and get some publicity for all the hard work that you've been putting in. Ladies, gentlemen, I love what y'all do, man. I love what y'all do. I would love to just come and just watch a whole session take place. Have you ever done that?
You know, we might
can we
do
schedule
that
something
some
like
point.
that?
We do this first.
Yeah, we'll get
and
this
then we
one
do
done.
that later.
We'll do that later.
Yeah.
We'll do that later, man.
You're on board now.
I want to watch the magic trans. I want to just, you know, be a fly on the wall. You know what I mean? So what are your plans for your future with your career?
I'm just along for the ride.
I heard
honestly.
that.
Yeah.
I heard that. It's been a good ride. It sounds like
Oh,
10
yeah.
years doing
Yeah.
your thing. Have you had a chance to do any work with any designers, or have people seen your photos that Julian has done and say, hey, we want to use you for this? Has his work helped you to get gigs out here in the fashion world?
I honestly don't really know. I do this for myself. I post for myself.
Yes.
People who maybe message me, I don't really acknowledge them. I'm not really trying to do a whole lot, but just have fun right
Just
here.
have
at
fun
Wild
doing your
Vision.
art.
Yeah.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Well, if people want to see more of your art, more of your photos, how can they do so?
Just through Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram.
That's
All
pretty
right.
much.
And what about you, Wendy?
Well, yeah, it's fun, but I definitely have a goal. So growing up, I always got, you know, I'm from the generation where they shoved the runway models at you and told you that was the only thing that was beautiful. And so being 5'3", I was definitely not in that category.
Wait, 5'3"?
Yeah.
Hold on, you got to stand up. I don't think you're 5'3". I'm just playing.
So I guess my goal of starting my Instagram and modeling, I have 3 girls. So
You have 3 girls?
I have 3 girls.
What?
Yeah. So I want to be a motivation and a kind of a role model for the next generation of women, in that they love their body. And I'm not talking the new stuff where we say, okay, go ahead and be really overweight, because that's not healthy. I mean, I'm a nutritionist too, and I know that's not healthy.
Sure.
So we've gone from runway models to overweight, and neither of those were healthy. So my goal in modeling is to show women that getting in the gym and getting strong physically,
Yes.
which also makes them strong mentally,
Yes.
is actually where it's at. And so my motto is strong is sexy.
Strong and
And
sexy. I
so
love that.
that's-
I love that.
Yeah, so I want that next generation. I know you too. 'Cause we want those girls. I mean, there's nothing better than seeing a girl transform who they are when they get in the gym and start lifting those free weights and seeing the strength that they have within themselves.
Sure.
And it's beautiful. It's
That's
just beautiful.
dope. That's dope. I love that. I love that. It's been a great interview.
You know, they both said something that I kind of had a follow-up on, or a kind of a reaction to.
Sure,
it.
sure.
It reminds me of the question, which I get all the time. It's what are you looking for in a model? So they want to hear something from me that validates what they've got going on. And I feel like they want me to say, oh, I'm looking for high cheekbones and long, shapely legs. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but this business is almost like real life. You hang out with the people that you enjoy. Does that make sense?
It does.
I don't care if you've got the cheekbones and the long legs. That'll happen, you know.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
not out there looking for it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you hang out with people that you enjoy.
Right.
If you don't, you probably should think about that as an option.
There you
You
go.
know. So that's my answer to that question. Oftentimes I find myself working with someone because I just enjoy them.
And you have
know?
a chemistry together.
Yeah,
you know?
and you've got to have the chemistry. I've tried it before with some models that I don't have that kind of chemistry. Sometimes, rare case, a girl and she was a Chicago model, big model.
Yes.
Wrote the book on modeling. And I wanted nothing more than to shoot her and then hang up my hat. I was done at that
Wow.
point. Well, I don't know, this was 15 years ago. But she
No
came in the
repeat- no
studio.
repeat shots.
She came in the studio. We did our thing. She jumped into the elevator, and it was just like, did that really happen? There was no chemistry whatsoever. And I don't mean sexual. I mean just a sense of knowing the other person. And
do you feel that has a reflection on the shot itself? Like when you look back at those shots?
well,
can you
I don't
see-
have, there's nothing about that gives me pleasure looking at those shots, you know, because I just don't relate to it. You know, we didn't actually get a chance to actually see
Gel.
each other.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
You know, so those shots mean very little to me at all, even though she's one of the most recognized, one of the most famous girls I've ever shot. But the shots don't really mean anything to me for that reason.
I got you.
But like, if anything, I'd say it's like real life. You know,
Yes.
you hang out with the people you enjoy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
cheekbones or legs, they're not. You know, if you enjoy the person, you make it work.
Yeah, you make music with people you like to jam with.
There you go. Yeah.
That's cool. So, Julian, if people want to see more of your work that's out there watching this right now, go ahead and shoot out your website to them.
My website, once again, is wildvision.com. And that's the best way to kind of keep up with this. But I'm, as we were saying earlier, I'm probably the most overexposed person around, in the fact that everything about me happens on Facebook. You know, if you're on Facebook,
I've seen
you're
you
going
on
to see
there.
what we're doing day to day.
Yeah,
And I don't
yeah.
mean yesterday. You can see what we're doing today.
Yes.
You know, I posted last night what we're doing today. You know?
Yes.
So that is the best way to stay up to the second with us is Facebook and of course Instagram. But I enjoy Facebook so much more. I don't know about you. I like writing.
Yeah.
You know, and
Facebook
on
is cool.
Instagram, you know, you just can't do that.
Right.
So I'm very present on Facebook.
That's
Probably
great.
the most way.
And what is your Facebook handle for those that?
Is it just my name?
Okay. There you go.
Help me.
Julian Wilde.
Is it
yeah.
just Julian James Wilde? Our director says yes.
Director says yes. Julian James Wilde.
And the same thing
Julian
for
James
Instagram.
Wilde.
I'm the only Julian James Wilde out there.
That's what's up.
So.
That's what's up. But make sure you guys check him out. Julian James Wilde. We're at Wild Vision Studios. We are live in PDX. It's your guy, J Mac. We're going to be right back in a hot second. Y'all don't go nowhere. Dozen Media. Got to give my guys a big shout out. Shout out to Raj. Shout out to Hannah. Hey, shout out to our guy behind the camera doing his thing. What up, man? What up, man?
And our studio audience.
And our studio audience. We love you guys. We love you guys. Thank you. Hey,
Two of them.
shout out to Raven for all of her wonderful creations and being a part of this whole beautiful thing. Check out his collections. Make sure you guys go to his website. And we're going to take a little break and we'll be right back live in PDX. It's your guy, J Mac. Peace. Hey, right back at you, y'all. It's your guy, J Mac. We are live in PDX. Hey, we're going to be wrapping it up, y'all. And I would just like to give a shout out to our guest, Wendy Lynn. Our other model right here, beautiful Shawna Colton. Big ups to my man, the man himself, y'all, Julian James Wilde. Big ups. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Live in PDX. Appreciate having y'all here. We're going to pop a couple of bottles, y'all. Shout out to Barefoot Bubbly. We about to have some of this pink Moscato. It's a celebration. Love Letters is about to be launched soon. We're going to celebrate a little bit and turn up one time. Make sure you guys follow us. Make sure you guys friend us. Make sure you guys sign up on our Live in PDX page. Let us know what's hot out there that you guys would like us to cover. And like I said before, if you guys have a business that you would like some exposure to, leave us a little note. We'll contact you and let you know what the prices are for us to come and, you know, shine a light on you, all right? Get your message across and get your gear out there, your product line, or whatever service you may provide. Hey, this guy's been working hard in the industry, and we salute you, man. Appreciate you. Y'all stay tuned for more. It's your guy, J Mac, and we're live in PDX.
Yeah,
Peace!
Woo!
Live in PDX brings you closer to the talent, artists, events, and businesses. Live in PDX supports and appreciates what all professions, individuals, and groups have to offer. We'll take you to the music, to the fashion, to the hot rods and sports. All the entertainment and food you can indulge yourself in, and more. So join us live in PDX.